We should probably start talking about this. Come here. Come here. Because I want you to look me dead in my eyes when I say this. Be careful. Be extremely careful for what you wish for. All right, bet, ready to go. All right, shot of the day. Y'all know the rules. Hold on. Gotta get the ball, man. I think on the year, guys, I don't know, can we get a tracker in the comment section? I think I'm 0 for 2, 0 for 3. All right, I might have moved the goal up a little bit from last time. This is probably like a little bit longer than a free throw. We need a make. I ain't made one yet this year. All right, running back. All right, progress. So I don't even think we hit the rim yet this year, so that's good. Everybody knows first shot don't count. I should have left on the first shot. All right, let's go inside. Okay, should be ready to go. I was wrong. So let's just get that out there now. I was wrong. I'm sure many of y'all know. We'll get to the whiteboard in a second. I did pick Florida to win this game here. Just got it done wrapping up. Hindsight's 20/20. But seriously, even as I'm watching the first quarter, and it was really the second quarter when I was like, man, Georgia's just... And I want to start by saying this before I get into the pick. This Georgia team is scary. I think this year's Georgia team is better than last year's. They're just faster, bigger, stronger, and quicker. That's going to be... Well, I ain't trying to flip you off Chinese style, but you get... It's my fourth point. I can't get over the fact that how fast this Georgia defense is. And what really impresses me, because it reminds me of Alabama a couple years ago, our defense has fallen off slightly. They don't miss tackles, and they get to the guys quick. It looks like Etienne's about to bounce one out, running back for Florida, and they just close so fast. Reminds me of when I watch the NFL. And if you watch college football in the NFL, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Watch college football, then watch the NFL the next day. That's the glaring thing that jumps off the TV to me, is just how fast the NFL players close on the ball, and that's why it's hard to score in the NFL. Well, don't tell the Dolphins that. They put up 70 on the Denver Broncos, but for the most part, it's just, man, the Georgia defense is so fast, so elite. And why did I have Florida winning 41-34? Well, I'll tell you why. And I'm not backing away from my pick, because at the time I thought it was a good pick. I was just wrong. Florida did score 20 points in this game. Granted, a final score 43-20, but I'd say this straight up. If you just look at the score, you're probably like, oh, well, they only lost by 3 touchdowns. Nah, buddy, it wasn't that close, trust me. This was like a 40-point blowout. The score is highly deceiving. By the time Georgia, okay, I'll put this in perspective. When Florida scored their last touchdown, there was like 8,000 people left in the stadium. Everybody been left. This game was over from pretty much the middle of the second quarter onward. Georgia's just so good. I can't get over how good Georgia is. And I still can't even, like, I put up my top 10s on Saturday nights on Twitter. And I remember last week, people in the comment section saying, oh, man, well, I think Michigan should be number 1. Georgia's not as dominant anymore. Buddy, are you watching the same team I'm watching? Because Georgia's the best team in the country, and it ain't even close. Come on, man. And although I know what some of you are saying, well, Matt, you're being a hypocrite. How could you say that but also pick Florida in this game? Listen up, Bobby. I already explained this before in my prediction. I said, realistically speaking, Georgia should win this game. I'm just calling an upset. And you got to do that when you predict games. Because last week, if I didn't predict this, but if I would have predicted 1-5 Virginia to beat North Carolina, y'all would have said the same stuff. Another delusional take from Matt. Granted, this was a delusional take. I just be honest. It was a delusional take. Why did I pick Florida to beat Georgia? Don't know. Well, I do know. It's because I just thought it was their year pretty much. It's the same reason I picked Florida to beat Tennessee. I had a gut feeling. My gut feeling was wrong. When you predict games, you gotta call upset. It's like March Madness. You only look dumb when it, like in this situation, when you pick Florida and it doesn't work out, but you look like the biggest genius in the room when you pick Virginia to beat North Carolina. Everybody's like, what? What this guy smoking? And then they do it and everybody's like, oh my gosh, what did he know something we didn't know? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, this didn't take away me picking Florida in the game. It had nothing to do with maybe I didn't believe in Georgia. No. I still have them as my number one team in the country. I just thought maybe we might see some magic. I haven't really called an upset all year long, but you know, everybody's going to kill me in the comment section, rightfully so. But guess what? Last week, I said the final score for the Alabama-Tennessee game is going to be 31-17. What was the final score? 34-20. I was right on it. Crickets, though, you know. When Matt's right, it's crickets. But when he's wrong, hey, y'all just let me have it. And it's cool. It was an awful take. Let's just be real. This was an awful take, awful prediction. Probably my worst prediction yet on the channel. And like I said, hindsight's 20/20. I can sit up here all day and say, why did I pick Florida? I shouldn't have picked Florida, but the bottom line is I picked them because I thought they would pass the ball on Georgia. I did. Speaking of passing, I'm curious. Let's pull up the whiteboard. How many passing yards does Florida have in this game? Well, here's the thing. And it's why I started on this video by saying, excuse me, Georgia's just so good. I didn't even feel like Florida played that bad. It was more so of Georgia just that good. Florida, okay, the 4th and inches where they snapped it to the running back, that was just a bonehead play call. Just do a quarterback sneak like a normal person. Do the tush push. And then Graham Mertz had the fumble. I believe he had 2, lost 1. That's just stuff that happens in football. Outside of that, I didn't think Florida played that bad. Now, you can't take that away, but I think you get what I'm saying. I'm curious. Let's pull up the stats. Why not? Clip up, Matt. Clip up. Oh, yeah, by the way, USC's losing to California 14 points. Why am I shocked? I shouldn't be shocked. Lincoln Riley's the biggest fraud in the country. We'll probably have to make another video on him this week. Oh, yeah, I'm not even going to do a reaction video of this because I just simply don't care. But Oregon beat the absolute crap out of Utah, and I'm honestly not too shocked about that. I did pick Utah to win. Another L take from Matt. Gosh, it's just getting normal at this point, but yeah, lost by 30. Man, this is what I'm saying. Graham Mertz didn't play that bad. I'm pulling up his stats. Hold on. I'm going to write his stats down. This is really interesting, actually. All right, there we go. If I would have showed y'all this, why do I never have this where it should be? Don't know. I needed to start having practices. Setting the board up correctly. Can't even do that. Anyways, like I was saying, if I would have showed you these stats before the game, Mertz, 25 for 34. I think Florida fans would say, I'll take that. 230 yards, passing yards. I think Florida fans would say, that's pretty solid. And then 2 touchdowns also. 0 interceptions. I also think Florida fans would say, I'll take that against this Georgia defense. If I'd have showed you these numbers, hopefully you see that pretty good, before the game, what would you have thought the score would have been? I would have said, well, I don't know if Florida necessarily won the game because my number was Graham Mertz got to get to 350 passing yards for Georgia to sneak away with a win. Obviously, he didn't get that. But if I saw these numbers, I'd just say, yeah, Florida definitely kept it close, but they didn't. Carson Beck on the flip side, man, he's playing it out of his mind. 19 for 28, 315, 2 touchdowns. As good as advertised, he's been great. Not going to hype him up too much. I probably should, and we should probably start talking about this. Come here. Come here, because I want you to look me dead in my eyes when I say this. Everybody's talking about, oh, no Caleb Williams for Heisman, this and that. Who's going to win the Heisman? When are we going to start talking about Carson Beck for the Heisman? But hey, you know, that's just me. I think it's time to give old Carson Beck some credit. Because this dude has done nothing short of ball out. He's played really good. But yeah, I just can't get over these numbers, man. Graham Mertz really played pretty good. I'm not going to say he played like prime Johnny Manziel out there, but he was solid. Let's pull up the team stats. I won't write these down. I ain't going to hold y'all too much longer. I got to get back to watching these games. Florida, 339 total yards. That's not going to get the job done. But Florida's defense just couldn't stop Georgia, which I did predict Georgia to have 34 points in this game, so that doesn't shock me. And it just came down to this, man. What's third down? Even Florida wasn't too bad on third downs. 4 for 11. That's okay. You'd probably take that against Georgia. It just comes down to this, man. Florida is who we thought they were. But Georgia, man. My biggest takeaway from the game, for me at least, is Georgia is... They're scary, man. They're elite. And I've seen a lot of these Tennessee fans say, oh, we got them up in Neyland this year. We're going to be ready. And I just shake my head when I hear that. Be careful. Be extremely careful for what you wish for. I'll leave it at that. I don't want to say too much and get too far ahead of myself, but just be careful. This is a very scary team, this Georgia team. They are... I could sit up here for the next 10 minutes and just tell you how good they are, because they impressed me so much today. But I know y'all don't want to hear that because you know how good Georgia is. Everybody already hypes them up. That's my takeaway from the game. I was wrong. Ain't nothing to it, man. I was wrong. Extremely wrong. Bad take. You could say it was a delusional take, and I wouldn't even be mad at you. And you guys are right. Y'all tell me in the comment section how bad of a take it was, and you guys are right. So I'm curious, though. Let me know your biggest takeaways from this game. I'm going to get back to watching some others. But Robin!